Back in October, the Buccaneers dominated their first matchup against the Saints. Can New Orleans avoid the sweep? Find out next on Madden Football.
Joey Sly, the kicker, stands ready. And we are underway from the Superdome. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston. Jameis now on first down. And incomplete to open things up. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And right away, he lost the football. And the Buccaneers have it. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Now Jones. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. The numbers for Jones last week, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total, scary. Jones again. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possession.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Vita Vea, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Well, last game he had 2 sacks, got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Well, this defense for the Bucs, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Not much there, only a yard. These two teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. On second down, it's Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think. Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him, over 100 yards. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And they'll run again. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Ball at the 6, third and goal. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll make the score 14-0. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed,
yeah, I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct? But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. To throw is Winston. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 59 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, Thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. 21-0 our score after one. On second down now, it's Jones powering his way forward. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
A beautiful fake. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some ground.
And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Darius Slayton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and a rout is on here in this first half.
Saints nothing. Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And he'll start with a give to Kamara. And this will wind up a Saints first down as the tackle made here at the 36. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10". Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
I think I like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Mike 3! Mike 3!
Winston now to throw on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
To throw again on second down. Winston. Forced out to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Mike 3!
They'll go draw here. Winston hands to Kamara. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. They lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense and Ronald Jones leading him out. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
David Onyemata there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Rodgers now to throw. Got a man, Slayton. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Running on first down is Jones, but he's not going to get much, maybe a couple. And it's 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Rodgers to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
1st down and much more here for Jones. And finally taken down at the 15. 106 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd down. Now Rodgers. And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. O.J. Howard as the first half is winding down. And the Bucs go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. So we've come upon half. Now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This one fielded at the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball. Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And not much, maybe a yard.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. They run it with Balaj, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Winston. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Winston. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Bucs are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Again, it's Balaj. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Balaj. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. And he'll manage to pick. second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
2 yards gain on the play. And it's third down.
They'll run here with Balaj. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop him short of a first down.
And his kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100.
And Winston lost the football.
I'm going to hit you.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston. And the pressure gets to him again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. So out come the Bucs now. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy. We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we can probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put in #1 for what we've seen this season.
Now Balaj.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And the result here, a pickup of 8, leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Hands it off out of the gun, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. 57 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards?
Mike 19, Mike 19. It's been a long day for you.
And they will take a knee here.
Mike 19. What's the curl? What's the curl? What's the curl?
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee.
Let's go, get excited. Let's go, let's go.
So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
And Winston lost the football. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert.